Madame de Villefort, who was alone in her drawing-room when the Count was announced, desired that her son might be brought thither instantly to renew his thanks to the Count, and Edward, who heard this great personage talked of for 2 whole days, made all possible haste to come to him, not from obedience to his mother, or out of any feeling of gratitude to the Count, but from sheer curiosity, and that some chance remark might give him the opportunity for making one of the impertinent speeches which made his mother say, "Oh, that naughty child." But I can't be severe with him, he is really so bright. After the usual civilities, the Count inquired after M. de Villefort. "My husband dines with the Chancellor," replied the young lady, "he has just gone, and I am sure he'll be exceedingly sorry not to have had the pleasure of seeing you before he went." Two visitors who were there when the Count arrived, having gazed at him with all their eyes, retired after that reasonable delay which politeness admits and curiosity requires. "What is your sister Valentine doing?" inquired Madame de Villefort of Edward. "Tell some one to bid her come here, that I may have the honor of introducing her to the Count." "You have a daughter, then, madam?" inquired the Count. "Very young, I presume?" "The daughter of M. de Villefort by his first marriage," replied the young wife, "a fine well-grown girl." "But melancholy," interrupted Master Edward, snatching the feathers out of the tail of a splendid paroquet that was screaming on its gilded perch, in order to make a plume for his hat. Madame de Villefort merely cried, "Be still, Edward." She then added, "This young madcap is, however, very nearly right, and merely re-echoes what he has heard me say with pain 100 times, for Mademoiselle de Villefort is, in spite of all we can do to rouse her, of a melancholy disposition and taciturn habit, which frequently injure the effect of her beauty." "But what detains her? Go, Edward, and see." "Because they are looking for her where she is not to be found." "And where are they looking for her?" "With Grandpapa Noirtier." "And do you think she is not there?" "No, no, 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 she is not there," replied Edward, singing his words. "And where is she, then?" If you know, why don't you tell? She is under the big chestnut tree, replied the spoiled brat, as he gave, in spite of his mother's commands, live flies to the parrot, which seemed keenly to relish such fare. Madame de Villefort stretched out her hand to ring, intending to direct her waiting maid to the spot where she would find Valentine, when the young lady herself entered the apartment. She appeared much dejected, and any person who considered her attentively might have observed the traces of recent tears in her eyes. Valentine, whom we have in the rapid march of our narrative presented to our readers without formally introducing her, was a tall and graceful girl of 19, with bright chestnut hair, deep blue eyes, and that reposeful air of quiet distinction which characterized her mother. Her white and slender fingers, her pearly neck, her cheeks tinted with varying hues reminded one of the lovely Englishwomen who have been so poetically compared in their manner to the gracefulness of a swan. She entered the apartment, and seeing near her stepmother the stranger of whom she had already heard so much, saluted him without any girlish awkwardness, or even lowering her eyes, and with an elegance that redoubled the Count's attention. He rose to return the salutation. Mademoiselle de Villefort, my daughter-in-law, said Madame de Villefort to Monte Cristo, leaning back on her sofa and motioning towards Valentine with her hand. And M. de Monte Cristo, King of China, Emperor of Cochin China, said the young imp, looking slyly towards his sister. Madame de Villefort at this really did turn pale, and was very nearly angry with this household plague, who answered to the name of Edward, but the Count, on the contrary, smiled, and appeared to look at the boy complacently, which caused the maternal heart to bound again with joy and enthusiasm. But, madam, replied the Count, continuing the conversation, and looking by turns at Madame de Villefort and Valentine, have I not already had the honor of meeting yourself and Mademoiselle before? I could not help thinking so just now, the idea came over my mind, and as Mademoiselle entered the sight of her was an additional ray of light thrown on a confused remembrance, excuse the remark. I do not think it likely, sir. Mademoiselle de Villefort is not very fond of society, and we very seldom go out, said the young lady. Then it was not in society that I met with mademoiselle or yourself, madam, or this charming little merry boy. Besides, the Parisian world is entirely unknown to me, for, as I believe I told you, I have been in Paris but very few days. No, but, perhaps, you will permit me to call to mind, stay. The Count placed his hand on his brow as if to collect his thoughts. No, it was somewhere, away from here, it was, I do not know, but it appears that this recollection is connected with a lovely sky and some religious fate. Mademoiselle was holding flowers in her hand, the interesting boy was chasing a beautiful peacock in a garden, and you, madam, were under the trellis of some arbor. Pray come to my aid, madam. Do not these circumstances appeal to your memory? No, indeed, replied Madame de Villefort, and yet it appears to me, sir, that if I had met you anywhere, the recollection of you must have been imprinted on my memory. Perhaps the Count saw us in Italy, said Valentine timidly. Yes, in Italy, it was in Italy most probably, replied Monte Cristo. You have traveled then in Italy, mademoiselle? Yes, madam, and I were there 2 years ago. The doctors, anxious for my lungs, had prescribed the air of Naples. We went by Bologna, Perugia, and Rome. Ah, yes, true, mademoiselle, exclaimed Monte Cristo as if this simple explanation was sufficient to revive the recollection he sought. It was at Perugia on Corpus Christi Day, in the garden of the Hotel des Postes, when chance brought us together, you, Madame de Villefort, and her son. I now remember having had the honor of meeting you. I perfectly well remember Perugia, sir, and the Hotel des Postes, and the festival of which you speak, said Madame de Villefort, but in vain do I tax my memory, of whose treachery I am ashamed, for I really do not recall to mind that I ever had the pleasure of seeing you before. It is strange, but neither do I recollect meeting with you, observed Valentine, raising her beautiful eyes to the Count. But I remember it perfectly, interposed the darling Edward. I will assist your memory, madam, continued the Count. The day had been burning hot, you were waiting for horses, which were delayed in consequence of the festival. Mademoiselle was walking in the shade of the garden, and your son disappeared in pursuit of the peacock. And I caught it, Mamma, don't you remember? Interposed Edward, and I pulled 3 such beautiful feathers out of his tail. You, Madam, remained under the arbor, do you not remember, that while you were seated on a stone bench, and while, as I told you, Mademoiselle de Villefort and your young son were absent, you conversed for a considerable time with somebody? Yes, in truth, yes, answered the young lady, turning very red, I do remember conversing with a person wrapped in a long woolen mantle, he was a medical man, I think. Precisely so, madam, this man was myself. For a fortnight I had been at that hotel, during which period I had cured my valet de chambre of a fever, and my landlord of the jaundice, so that I really acquired a reputation as a skillful physician. We discoursed a long time, madam, on different subjects, of Perugino, of Raphael, of manners, customs, of the famous Aquatofana, of which they had told you, I think you said, that certain individuals in Perugia had preserved the secret. Yes, true, replied Madame de Villefort, somewhat uneasily, I remember now. I do not recollect now all the various subjects of which we discoursed, madam, continued the Count with perfect calmness, but I perfectly remember that, falling into the error which others had entertained respecting me, you consulted me as to the health of Mademoiselle de Villefort. Yes, really, sir, you were in fact a medical man, said Madame de Villefort, since you had cured the sick. Molière or Beaumarchais would reply to you, madam, that it was precisely because I was not, that I had cured my patients. For myself, I am content to say to you that I have studied chemistry and the natural sciences somewhat deeply, but still only as an amateur, you understand. At this moment the clock struck 6. It is 6 o'clock, said Madame de Villefort, evidently agitated. Valentine, will you not go and see if your grandpapa will have his dinner? Valentine rose, and saluting the Count, left the apartment without speaking.